Rally we ever went to in 2017 when he came to Topeka, Kansas, and did a rally for Chris Kobach. Throw him in there. Piece of shit.
Say goodbye to your former supporters, Donald. Donald Trump's former MAGA supporters are making videos of themselves and posting it across social media where they're burning their MAGA hats, their MAGA shirts, and their MAGA signs, and they are saying how betrayed they feel by Donald Trump's actions, putting America last, covering up for a child sex trafficking ring, and by lying and saying that things are far more affordable right now and that everybody's living in a golden age while Donald Trump grifts for himself and makes billions of dollars while he makes the American people suffer. We're not just seeing one or two videos. We are seeing right now a mass movement of former MAGA supporters taking to social media and telling Donald Trump they're done, that they are leaving MAGA. Here's another portion of that video, and you'll see just how angry Donald Trump's former supporters are at his betrayal, at his con job, at his rug pull, and as they burn their MAGA hats and shirts, they start cursing at him, and we're seeing this across social media right now. Play this clip.
Some from 2016.
We stand with MTG and Massey.
We're also seeing former MAGA supporters replace their MAGA hats with America First hats and showing solidarity with Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massey. As we know, Donald Trump is saying that Marjorie Taylor Greene is a traitor to the MAGA movement because she's called for the release of the Epstein files. She said that these files should not be covered up, and she says that Donald Trump is not telling the truth when he says things are more affordable right now. For Donald Trump, he said that that was far too much for him to handle, that she would say those things. By the way, what she's saying there is true. And so Donald Trump has banished Marjorie Taylor Greene from the MAGA movement. And she's posted that as a result of Donald Trump's attacks on her, that she's received death threats, that her life has been put in jeopardy by Donald Trump's conduct.
You know MAGA is cooked when even hardcore names start backing out. When MTG, Tucker Carlson, and Candace Owens tunes on the same movement they helped create, that tells you everything. Here's a video of MTG taking down the Trump administration on a rise of the cost of living.
Are you concerned about the cost of living? Are you
Very.
that the President Trump said he would lower?
The inflation crushed people in the past 4.5 years, and the costs have not come down. I myself can tell you my apartment here in Washington, D.C., the electricity bill is $100 more than it was last year, because you can look at your own bill and look at costs. Prices have not come down. That is a reality. People's wages have not gone up. That's another reality. And so Americans are continuing to have a very difficult time getting by.
People don't care about traditional conservatives. The real problem has always been the extreme side of MAGA. That's the difference. And let's be real. Going full MAGA as a black or Latino person is like touching a hot stove. You don't realize how bad it is until it burns your hand. So now let's be real. And here's a question. If their unloyal voices are walking away, what does that mean for the MAGA Republican going into the midterm next year? Let me know your thoughts in the comment.
Say goodbye to your MAGA gear. Former Trump mega supporters are burning it all. Videos are flooding social media. Ex-supporters torching their MAGA hats, shirts, and signs. They're calling out Trump for putting America last, covering up for a child sex trafficking ring, lying about affordability, claiming we're in a golden age while people struggle. This isn't just one or two people. It's a movement. Former MAGA loyalists are publicly breaking with Trump, saying they feel betrayed, calling his presidency a con, a rug pull. In one clip, a supporter yelled, "America proud right now." And here's the twist. Many are swapping their MAGA hats for America First hats, showing solidarity with Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massie. Why? Because MTG demanded the release of the Epstein files and called out Trump for not being honest about the economy. Trump didn't like that, so he banished her from the MAGA movement. Now Greene says she's getting death threats. Her daughter publicly stood by her, while security firms have reportedly reached out for her protection. And where's Trump in all this? At Mar-a-Lago, golfing with Lindsey Graham, on your dime. The movement is turning, and they're making sure everyone hears it.
I knew this day was coming, you guys. I want you guys to type in MAGA burn hats. Okay, I just want you to check out the videos. There are MAGA people that are pissed at Donald Trump because he has lied to them about the grocery prices, the economy, the Epstein files. They are fed up, and I don't blame them one bit. Finally, people are waking up to the fact that he made empty promises and doesn't give a shit about anybody but himself and his billionaire buddies. That's where we are in America. Good for you guys. Good for waking up, for finally realizing that he doesn't give a shit about you. God bless America. Let's keep up the trend.
Dana, I think that's fair criticism, and I would like to say humbly, I'm sorry for taking part in the toxic politics. It's very bad for our country, and it's been something I've thought about a lot, especially since Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Is that I'm only responsible for myself and my own words and actions, and I am committed, and I've been working on this a lot lately, to put down the knives in politics. I really just want to see people be kind to one another, and we need to figure out a new path forward that is focused on the American people, because as Americans, no matter what side of the aisle we're on, we have far more in common than we have differences. Yeah. And we need to be able to respect each other with our disagreements.
Hey, it's Joe from Georgia. So it appears that the MAGA crowd, or a good portion of them, are pretty upset over what's going on with the administration in more than one way, because they're calling them non-transparent. If you want to know what those are burnt MAGA hats. And that's what Nick Fuentes, who, well, first of all, he's a piece of work himself. He actually has been described as a white supremacist, but he is posting on X that they've been fooled by the Trump administration and led down a path that they did not plan on going on. So in retaliation for Pam Bondi and the administration not releasing the Epstein files and who's on it, this is the new trend for MAGA. They are burning those notorious red hats. And all I can say is, congratulations if you have finally gotten to that point to where you have to burn that symbol that's been emblazoned on your head for the last 8 years. Thank God. Maybe there is hope for you.
All right, we have some wild breaking news. MAGA Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene just came out and directly blamed Donald Trump for an increase of death threats on her life, coming directly from the MAGA fan base. Now, this all blew up over the past 24 hours after Donald Trump withdrew his endorsement from Marjorie, calling her Wacky Marge or Marjorie Trader Greene. He even called her Marjorie Taylor Brown this morning, and saying that like green turns to brown when it's bad, is in grass. I don't even know. He is losing his mind, and he is trapped into a corner due to the Epstein files being released. So Marjorie came back last night and said, listen, we just want to see the Epstein files. And she posted text messages of her and Donald Trump where she was asking him to release the files. He never responded, other than publicly crashing out and blowing up on Marjorie. Well, today, she just came out and said that she has to potentially increase her security, that she is receiving a slew of death threats, and she directly names and blames Donald Trump. I'm going to read her post right here, but let me just point out, this is how Donald Trump has been playing politics for the past decade plus. His entry into American politics was calling people nicknames, saying personal insults, attacking their family members, attacking, even recently, Judge Merchan, Judge Merchan's daughter, Mike Pence, Mike Pence's daughter, Dick Cheney, Dick Cheney's daughter. He attacks people's wives, Ted Cruz, Ted Cruz's wife. He attacks people personally. That is how he plays politics. And to him, in a position of power, he doesn't care. To him, power dynamics don't exist. It's fun and games. But not everybody has the insular bubble of money around themselves to constantly have security and be living in a high-rise on Trump Tower like he does. Some people have daily lives to live. Most people have daily lives to live, and when you play politics like this, you put people in danger. Just think about the Capitol officers. There are Capitol police officers who had to hire security because they were getting death threats following January 6th because they protected the Capitol. This is how Donald Trump plays politics. This is how he has always played politics. Now let's read what Marjorie Taylor Greene said. She said, quote, I am now being contacted by private security firms with warnings for my safety as a hotbed of threats against me are being fueled and egged on by the most powerful man in the world, the man I supported and helped get elected. This is the definition of having your face eaten by the leopards. She elected the Leopards Eat Your Face party, and now she's going, why are the leopards eating my face? Aggressive rhetoric attacking me has historically led to death threats and multiple convictions of men who were radicalized by the same type of rhetoric being directed at me right now. Honestly, just being 100% honest, I don't feel bad for Marjorie Taylor Greene. I feel bad for most other people who have this type of political ire directed at them, but Marjorie Taylor Greene thought this was funny like 5 months ago. She thought this shit was a game like 3 months ago. She was okay with Donald Trump spreading election fraud lies and saying insane stuff because it benefited her politically. But now that it's being targeted towards her family and her, she's like, wait a minute, maybe it's not fun to have the president of the effing United States naming you and your family essentially, and going after you. Maybe that's not a good thing to have happen. We've kind of all forgotten how much the words of the president means. They're supposed to be important, intentionally crafted words, not just attacking people. But to continue, Marjorie said, aggressive rhetoric like this has historically led to death threats from men due to the same type of rhetoric being directed at me, this time by the President of the United States. As a woman, I take threats from men seriously. And I understand the framework that she's using. I mean, honestly, this is something that feminists, like the average liberals, would use. Of course, women have oftentimes weird power dynamics where men take advantage of them, and men then threaten women or do things to women because they think that they're allowed to do it, like Trump did. These power dynamics have always existed, but hearing Marjorie say it, I mean, I believe it. Trust me, I believe it. But it just rings a little bit hollow. Marjorie would have laughed at this and called this woke like a year ago if you tried to imply that men abused power dynamics to take advantage of.
We have some pretty big news right now. Lisa Murkowski, a Republican senator from Alaska, will be voting yes on releasing the Epstein files after just voting no 2 months ago in the United States Senate. This is a pretty important shift. Remember, Epstein survivors need over 10 Republicans in the United States Senate to break from their own party to create a veto-proof majority in the Senate. Lisa Murkowski is the latest one to break from the president, to break from her own party, and will be voting yes. And what seems to be a situation where the dam is really starting to break. Now we'll see how many other senators come out in favor of releasing the files. Now some people will say this is just Lisa Murkowski falling in line. Donald Trump said, vote to release the files, and now they're voting to release the files. But folks, people need to remember, this isn't just about Donald Trump. This is about a highly influential network of wealthy and powerful people that abused young girls for over a decade. So we need these files. The public deserves them. The Epstein survivors deserve them. And today, we're one step closer to getting them. Spread the word. Follow for more.
Here's the proof MAGA is turning on Trump.
MAGA hats are off. America First hats are on. Burn, baby, burn. And this is a great representation of what's left of MAGA.
Trump 2020 hat. And if you're just going to be owned by the Jews and go against everybody that actually is America First.
And cover for pedophiles.
Then you can fuck off, Trump. You're losing people quick. Throw him in there. Piece of shit. And for the record, We stand with MTG and Massey.
His base is sick and tired of his lies. They're sick and tired of him not delivering on his promises. They're tired of him selling out our country to foreign countries like Saudi Arabia. They're tired of him not releasing the Epstein files. They're tired of paying a shit ton of money for everyday goods. They're fed up. They're done. They're over it. This Epstein release was the final straw. It's time for America to come together and move past Trumpism. Let me know if you agree. Comment, like, share, spread the word, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you back here for the 411.
Hi, my beautiful people. It's your lovely girl, Beryl. Thank you so much for being here and thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'm seeing you. I want you to subscribe. This is by force. Yes. So let's dive right into exactly what's going on. MAGA fans are burning their hearts. They are tired of all of this. They are done. They're no longer they're not gonna take it. No, they're not gonna take it. They're not gonna take it anymore. People are tired, man. So let's start and just break this video compilation that I made for you on exactly what's going on. So just in the glow of just flickering red hearts, everybody has a red hat, right? And wants a badge of loyalty. Most MAGA fans put on their hats to show loyalty. They're now burning them. Not just a cloth, but a symbol of faith, a symbol of fervor, now set ablaze. In flames, guys, in flames. So once a movement under united movement that was once uniting everyone around them, a movement that brought people together, and everyone was rallying and all that. They're now crying, they're fractured, they've been damaged, they're getting like consequences of why did this man do us like this? Like they put so much trust in this man only for him to do them dirty like he has done. You put a trust in a man and they do you dirty. Get to know that. So what was once a devotion has turned to doubt. They praised MAGA, they ate MAGA, they slept MAGA, they did everything for their Donald Trump that they wanted. They followed like sheep. When he said left, they went left. When he said right, they went what? Right. But now they are burning their hearts. They're in tears. Economy is in shambles. America is going hungry. Healthcare is damaged. Deportations have ICE is making people's lives miserable. It's crazy, man. It's just madness out here. So these people who once believed in who, they even went on those rallies. They're now crying. They've been damaged. They've been fractured. What was once devotion has actually turned to doubt. Their voice raised in support now whisper in regret. They were the ones who were shouting, I control. Actually, my nails are red. I shouldn't have red nails, but they don't look bad. La la la. For Donald Trump, right? 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 Now, they're now regretting all of this. Yep, you had that right. They're now regretting. They can't even sing that song anymore because life is making them regret. Who is Karma? Karma nowadays doesn't wait that long. Instant fuffle, instantly backlash, right? And that's exactly what is going on in this video. They're burning their hearts. They're even embarrassed that they have them up to now. Like these flames are more than just anger. They are betrayal. They put a trust in a man. Let me just laugh at them. You know how much it hurts when you trust someone with your whole self, then they do that to you. same thing, I'm putting trust in you guys watching this video, that by my birthday, 20th December, I'm gonna reach 1,000 subs. Don't do me dirty like Donald Trump has done them dirty. So there's just a rejection that is going on, and they're just in whispers. They can't even express themselves proudly as Americans. Like, it's crazy. The promises that they were given have been unkept. Like, they're like, oh my god, who did we put in office? My goodness, we were told, we were warned, but did we listen? No. So a public cry outburst, they're like all over the internet nowadays, telling us how they messed up, they should have listened. And with each spark, with each curl of smoke rising into that night when they burnt those hearts, the trust they have in Donald Trump is lost, loyalty is questioned, and the world watches as movement collapses under the weight of its own contradictions. Because sometimes the greatest revolution begins when you burn what you once believed in. You got that? Check on that. Anyway, thank you for watching my video compilation. Click it. 1,000 subs. Thank you. Subscribe. I forced you to subscribe. Don't be like those MAGA supporters. You need to subscribe. Bye.